Yeah, we got to talk about Nick Rekieta again because we got a couple of different developments on this one, and none of them are good. They're not good at all. If you thought things were bad to begin with, okay, him getting arrested, slapped with a handful of charges, we didn't have all of the facts. It's just everybody could take a look at his live streams and realize that the man was deteriorating in front of our eyes, and just it's like, as somebody who used to be such an inspiration to so many, myself included, I've told my story about it, and to see what he's become, to allow the ravages of addiction completely and totally take over his life, it's crazy to see. And then, of course, in the aftermath of that, and him not realizing that there's a problem at play here, continued to obfuscate from the problem, say that no, it's a conspiracy. I don't know why everybody's believing all of the government narratives and continuing to make a lot of dumb decisions. We would just simply have to wait for the evidence. We couldn't really believe his word. We couldn't really go any further on speculation because it's kind of all it is. We had the facts that were available, what was recovered from the house, and a lot could be made of that one way or another. But then, of course, days went on and we started to find out more information, like Rekieta failing to show up for 4 additional traffic violations, automatically convicted, including speeding 95 in a 70, weaving lanes so you couldn't even, staring down the barrel of about a 4 to 25 year prison sentence. Okay, not wanting any additional aggravating factors, not even bothering to turn up for this. Interesting. In one incident, Rekieta refused to roll down his window and told the officer, that he's not going to comply. Which, of course, when the officers turned up at his house to execute a search warrant, he was more than willing to let them come in and even talk to them, and now he's representing himself. So this is, of course, somebody who is very inconsistent with the application of their perceived principles, something that he used to talk about all the time. You don't talk to police officers, you just answer the minimal number of questions. Even if you're a lawyer, you don't represent yourself. This kind of echoes one of the last trials that I watched in totality when Nick was streaming. Daryl Brooks, the Waukesha Christmas Parade SUV driver. Yeah, everybody was mocking the tens of thousands of people who were watching his live streams. Okay, they were mocking Daryl Brooks' a sovereign citizen defense and his extreme libertarian positions, and here we have Nick doing the exact same thing. And to just follow up on that, and now makes a total of 7 unpaid traffic tickets that have shown up in the system during Nick Rekieta's binge and midlife crisis, which you can go ahead and take a look at that stuff. But that's, of course, petty in the grand scheme of things, because, well, things end up getting incredibly worse. Because now we have confirmation that, Nick allegedly faces child endangerment charges, which was always kind of one of those things where you could look at them. It's kind of like the gun charge that's on there. You have a controlled substance in the house in certain states. Okay, the moment that you have firearms in the vicinity, in your dwelling, you're going to get slapped with that charge. And because there's illicit substances there, you could end up getting hit with a child endangerment charge until the facts come out. And then you realize that, those kids were very much in danger, to the point where they were removed from his house for 14 days. Okay, charges, yes, after daughter tests positive for an illicit substance. I wish that was hyperbolic, but before we get into the facts on this one, as you can see, that looks to be, it's kind of a newer setup for Nick. And, when all of these documents were gone over and discussed on, I think Keno Casino, more than likely, they've been on top of this stuff, and they were going over the documents, and Nick decided to counter-stream them in one of the dumbest decisions you could have possibly made. A point in time where facts are this bad and your only defense is, nah bro, it's a conspiracy. When you're getting lampooned on the internet for just simply being too incoherent to form together a certain amount of time in your live stream, let alone hours and hours you drunkenly stream on end. Why would you do this? Okay, a lot of people, according to the people that are, closer to Rekieta, ones that he hasn't completely and totally excised from his degenerate spiral, told him, don't stream. This is not a good idea. What good could come out of this? Well, he just ended up, going on a tirade, and now it's hit normie news sites, okay? Because, we got Sportskeeda. We got Sportskeeda reporting on this stuff, okay? You got Dick Serto blowing this stuff wide open, okay? Nick Rekieta says he doesn't care about leaked documents allegedly showing his 9-year-old daughter tested positive on a drug test. Yeah, F you right in your goddamn mouth. Oh, great, fantastic. Streamer claims documents should not have been made public. However, he did not deny the authenticity of the claims. I will go ahead and simply leave up all of the clips here. Feel free to watch them if you don't believe me. All I have is just simply the documents right here. Okay, all the links will be provided, of course. You can feel free to get them at your own leisure. It's just I'm not too sure because this one's a PDF. There's ways you can get it if you want to, right? But I'll just go over the important stuff, okay? So this is the Child Protective Order, the one that's been gone over by certain live streamers. I'm just going to go ahead and read some of this, okay? All parties and participants were offered the opportunity to cross-examine petitioner regarding the ex parte filings, okay? This is also circling back to some of the stuff that we seen the first couple of days about an anonymous reporter coming forward and, noting the kids, degrading hygiene, some of the kids complaining about being hungry, the home being in a certain condition, which we're going to have crystallized in black and white. Paragraph C if you want to read ahead a little bit further, but we'll get to that. This backs that claim up. After receiving additional facts, the court determined the protective care shall continue. And the court makes the following explicit and individualized findings in support of continued placement. Yeah, after the children, after the search warrant was executed, they were removed. All of the children on the premise, they were removed from the Rekietas for 14 days. That's the County Health and Human Services, KCHHS, Coyote. I think that's the proper name. The proper way that you pronounce the county that the Rekietas live in, received a report following Mr. and Ms. Rekieta on May 23rd, 2024. The report was the law enforcement was going to the home of Mr. and Ms. Rekieta to execute a search warrant. Upon executing the warrant, the law enforcement officers found, 26 grams of different illicit substances, paraphernalia, firearms, and ammunition in the home. Yes, of course, loose ammunition, then, of course, different firearms themselves. Ms. Sweep, one of the Health and Human Services responders, went to the family home while the search was ongoing. At that time, she learned that the home was very cluttered. It was difficult to walk around the home without stepping on clothing, bedding, or blankets. The children were present at the home while Ms. Sweep arrived. Christian was not present. Another one of the responders, After being placed in the home, the children were subject to a hair follicle drug testing. All the children, except for the 9-year-old daughter, tested negative. Audrey, really want to say the kid's name, but it's right there in the document. Tested positive for, at the level of over 5,000 with a cutoff of 500, meaning a not insignificant amount. Mr. and Ms. Rekieta each submitted a hair follicle test through a Minnesota monitoring on May 30th, so a week later. However, Health and Human Services has not received the test results because subsequent to taking those tests, the Rekietas revoked the release of information, which is another reason why we don't have the body cam footage out, because they're trying to put up blocks on that one. But hey, I thought it was just simply a conspiracy, Nick. Wouldn't you like to have your innocence proven under the public microscope? Isn't sunlight the best disinfectant? In a social media age, isn't the best way to get ahead of this stuff is with good facts, is with provable evidence to win the support of the public, or rather the court of public opinion? Oh, right, you have bad facts, like a drugged up 9-year-old. I can't believe we're here. Yes, Miss Sweep returned to the home. Yes, 5 days later, the 28th, she was allowed into the house, but not into the parents' bedroom, because that's probably where, the girlfriend was probably passed out. Yes, talking about, the children's conditions. The children are in surroundings or conditions that endanger the children's health, safety, and welfare, requiring responsibility of the children's care and custody and immediately assumed by KCHHS. Yeah, man, as far as we know, the state is, in fact, concerned with the overall health of the kids. Now, I'm not going to simp for the state at all, and I would normally think that kids being in the presence of their parents is always going to end up being a better fit. But when you have a kid, man, when you have a kid who is responding somewhere in the realm of daily use, meaning that, I don't know, it was either a significant situation where the kid got into, some of powdery goodness recently and at a high dose, or there's been something bad going on for a while, and then don't even really want to entertain that, to be completely honest. But my god, man, sucks because I used to really like Nick. I liked him a lot. Like I said before, he's a big inspiration, one of the positive inspirations to me starting my channel and doing what I do, because I seen him as an honest man, seen him as a good man. But now, with everything that's out right now, and that those are some facts, and the fact that he confirmed the validity of that report, it's holy shit, man. That's why you have to keep people that you respect, okay? People that you don't know personally. Gotta keep them at arm's length away, man, okay? There's been a few people, Nick included, who I respected for a time, who have recently done some incredibly dumb and underhanded, unprincipled things where I just look at them and go, that's not the way you comport yourself. That's not the way you handle yourself. What the hell are you doing? That's basically a betrayal of who I perceived you to be, who you've comported yourself to be. And I see examples like this, and I just wonder, okay, is this the ultimate fate? Content creators of social media types that are out there just fall into such a spiral of degeneracy? Is that the fate? And I realized that no, it's not, okay? Wake-up calls like this and other people that I don't need to drag in for drama reasons or anything like that. Just, you can be a principled person and you can stick around for a very long time, like other people that I do respect. You can continue to exist as long as you're principled, as long as you know who you are and you stay true to that. You don't have to wrap yourself in anything in order to shield yourself from criticism. You don't need to take up a cause in order to try to distract from your underlying inadequacies. So yes, it's examples like this that serve as a wake-up call that if you do not have good moral footing, if you surround yourself with people that will cheerlead you to the bottom, sooner rather than later, you'll find yourself down there. And when we were talking about this, when all the information first came out back at the end of May, people were hoping that he would come around on this. But the only thing that Nick has shown over the past couple of weeks is that he is going to be going down with the ship. And now with his new set of facts, it's really tough to root for the guy. In fact, it's quite disturbing. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.